Hi guys, Dr. Dedun here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers, and if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe. I'm Dr. Dedun, and I think my website and some other videos that I've done can explain to you who I am. So today we're talking about business. I'm going to be running some business series because I feel most businesses in Nigeria never tell you how they started. So I'm a self-taught entrepreneur, but I think I have some things I could share, things that have worked for me, and I really hope that they might work for you too. So for today, we're talking about before you start a business. This is very, very important, and it's an evaluation of what you want to do, how you want to do it, and all that. So before you start a business, I have 3 important questions that I feel you need to ask yourself first. The first one, in that order, don't scatter it or anything. In that order, the first one is why. Why do you want to start a business? Do you want to start a business because you think you have the skill to actually run a business and be successful at it? Do you want to start a business perhaps because you're just bored, or you're unemployed, or you just need money, in that category? Or do you want to start a business because it's trending? These 3 categories are things I've noticed about business owners in Nigeria, because some people just start business just because everybody's doing it, while some, they're accidental business people. Like me, my business was accidental. I've shared my story. I don't know if I've shared on my channel, but I've shared my story. Yes, I have. My success story. I did mention it there. I will link it down below. I shared my story about how I started my cake business, which is the one I'm currently focusing on. It was accidental. I was learning how to bake just because I didn't know it was going to end up being a business. And after it became a business, I was still a student anyway, so I really did not pay attention to the business of it like in depth, because I was still a student, like I mentioned. But obviously, I was making sure I was financially responsible. But yeah, that one is another story. So when you figure out why you want to start a business, do you have that skill to actually run that business? Because trust me, it's totally different. That's why people always say before you have a business, make sure you're actually passionate about it. So sorry, the noise in the background, please, I beg. I can't do this again. So as I was saying, there's more to it than you just having a skill. Can you actually run that business successfully and not run it down? And do you also want to do it because you need extra income or extra stipends and all that? So all these whys are reason you have to sit down and think about it first before you actually delve into a business. Then secondly, the most important question on the most important question list is how do you want to start this business? What medium do you want to use? What do you need? Your equipment, the labor that you need. Do you need extra hands to help you when you start, or is that later on? Do you need to get space? And all those things that come with you planning a business, that is where they all fall under how. How do you want to do this business? How do you want to start it? How do you want to maintain it and manage it? Are you going to be the person running it as per you're the one really putting in that skill, or is your business but other people are working for you fully? Then third question you need to ask yourself is when. So why, how, when? When do you want to start this business? Do you want to start it now, or just start it after you sleep on it, or just start it later on in the year, or later on in your life? When do you want to start it? And it's very important for you to ask when, because you answering that question gives you a timeline and gives you a timestamp rather of where you're going to do it and how to plan towards it. So instead of you just having an idea and it becomes non-existent in reality, having a when gives you something to look forward to, like a launch date and all that. It might not necessarily happen that date you said, maybe because of some constraints that you might face while trying to build it, but at least it's something you work towards than procrastinating. So when you ask yourself these 3 questions, you can now say, now it's time to plan this business. If those 3 questions obviously affirm and affirm to the need for you to have that business in the first place, so of course this is now the time to plan. So let's say Now you've answered these 3 questions, so let's say, okay, now it's time to plan the business. So how do you run this business, with or without funds? Because I think without funds is one of the questions a lot of people ask me, especially in my mentorship program. A lot of people ask me about how can they start this business without money. So remember I said the second question is how do you start this business? In the how, obviously, I'm sure you must have done your research about how the market is, because before I moved to Lagos or even Nigeria, I researched well on how the market is for all the businesses I have and which one will pick up better and all that, and which one can I really be a change maker in. And that was when I decided that cake was the first one I was going to focus on. So you need to research your market, research the things you will need. So now in the cost breakdown on how to actually get funds for this business, while you're breaking down your funds, this is one thing I always advise people. Yes, rent is very good for you to include in your capital cost, but if you're still living in your parents' house, there's no need for you to include it because you're not going to pay rent there. But if you're living alone like me, obviously you can put rent there, but I would advise that you should not necessarily put rent in your cost because, well, it is your house. Eventually, as your business grows, then you can now start removing money for rent there. So it's not be like you're just letting out this particular space you're using to your business. Do you get? Than your business paying your full rent, even though you've been living in the house before. I don't think, I hope you get that vibe that I'm trying to push out. So rent, because rent is one of the most expensive things a business can actually buy, or rent. Okay, rent is one of the most expensive capitals anyway. So once you exclude rent, you're already breaking down your cost of the business. And the second one will be your equipment. So do you want to buy brand new? Do you want to buy tokumbo, second hand, or can you still do manual labor? Manual labor in the sense that you don't have to invest in the expensive equipment now that will make work easier for you. You can still do it manually. So if it's mixing cake with, let's say, your hand, that pistol method, but yeah, I'm not advising that. At least an hand mixer is still cheap. So you just kind of weigh your equipment options. Which one do you need immediately? So you grade them based on need, immediate need, not necessarily on ease of doing work. It's based on your immediate need. So let's say maybe in the future I need an industrial mixer. Obviously I'll not buy an industrial mixer now because it's not an immediate need. Yes, it will make my job easier when my orders become more, but for now that I actually don't have any clients, there's no need putting in that budget for heavy duty mixer. So when you have all these things, you also figure out what's your labor going to cost you. Can you do this business on your own for now till you grow, and then you definitely need more hands on deck, which is exactly what I do? Or do you need someone to just help you, maybe in packaging or all that? And that's also what I do too. Like for now, I'm the one baking and decorating my cakes in my home, but then I get someone to help me clean, or when I have plenty orders, to come and help me with packaging and all that. So you also put that in and factor it in. So let's say after you've done this whole budget analysis of what you need for your business, then the total is about, let's say, 30,000 naira. No, of course not. Let's say about 300,000 naira. But in your savings, you have just 60,000 naira. First of all, let me put it there that one thing I always advise is never borrow when you want to start a business. It is not advisable at all. Do not borrow to start your business, because then the tone of your business changes. You're no more working just because you love doing this or because you want to keep your business afloat, but now you're doing it because you have to return these people's money. So I always advise, do not borrow money. So now the budget for this business is 300,000, but you have just 60,000 in savings, meaning maybe there's no constant savings you're earning right now from any employer and you're broke. So you only have 60,000 naira, but then this big business idea of yours needs 300,000 naira, which is very capital intensive. What do you do? So like I said before, you break down on your needs. So remove rent, remove labor. If something you can still manage it without labor, remove labor. Your equipment, and then break it down to the barest minimum of what you need right now. If you've budgeted that you need almost half of that just for packaging alone, I will advise you to push it out of the way. because packaging alone, investing that much packaging alone when you don't have any clients or any orders is very risky, and most packaging companies will do in hundreds, thousands, or you don't even have one client. So why are you budgeting that much amount just for packaging your product? So break your cost to the barest minimum. Now let's say you've broken it down to 180,000 naira, but still that's still way higher than how much you have to invest in this business. This is one thing I always advise. Business is a risk, but don't be a full-on risk taker, in that don't put your head, your leg, your whole body inside that business. Don't just over invest in the business. That is what I would say. And in that case, now relating it to how much you have and how much you need, I use this formula of 1/3, meaning 1/3 of whatever I have is what I'm investing into this business. I'm not going to invest everything, because I mean, if I invest everything and it fails, even if it doesn't fail, if I invest everything, what do I have for my own upkeep? And what if it fails? That is where you start having people regretting choices and all that. So I would advise the 1/3 method, 1/3. So now 1/3 of 60,000 is 20,000, which is even making the whole situation worse. But this is my own trick. Use that 20,000 very wisely. Buy a few things you can use to have samples, and if it's that you have samples already from you just playing around in your house, that is perfect. Just take better photographs of the samples that you have. So that 20,000 naira is just for you to sample it out. Sample it out. So the 20,000 is for your samples. Use that sample to get your first client. So before you go investing in a business fully, make sure you have one client. And how do you get that one client? Social media. Social media is every business owner's best friend right now. Use social media to the max, and using social media to the max involves you interacting with people, interacting with other business pages, other media pages, and all that, than you just posting your samples. Because if you keep on posting your samples and praising your samples, there's a very high chance that nobody will buy you. You'll never get a client. So make sure you interact and you're posting your samples out there before you full on invest in that business, because you are also an investor and you have to invest with sense. Don't just put everything there. So yes, I think how to start a business without funds is you leveraging on what you have already, and what you have already is a pool of potential clients. Where are they? On social media. And who knows, they could even be your neighbor. So if it's that you bake cake like me, why don't you just give a piece of cake to your neighbor, or bake a very small free cake to your neighbor's daughter that is having a birthday? That is you doing soft advertising. So you are not going head on like, come and buy cake, come and buy cake. You are trying to prove that you're actually good at what you do by giving things for free. But it's not for free, it's part of marketing. Marketing these days doesn't have to be you spending money on advertisements. You market by giving out freely to people. So yes, I think that will be the end of this video. It's probably already very long, and eventually as this series unfolds, I'll share more things on how I started my business all over again in Nigeria, and all the other things I can share with you based on my experience. So this is my experience. I'm not necessarily saying it's the best one, it's the best option, but that's the advice I would give, and I really hope that someone learns from it, because it's working for me, and I really hope someone learns from it. So guys, thank you very much. Please subscribe, like, comment, share to everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.